Liliana, Audra,
Hello,
welcome.
hello.
Hey, did
Hi,
I say it right? Is it Liana or Leanna?
Liana.
Liana. Okay, so the Anna, not the Anna. Okay, wonderful. Well, good to meet you. And see here, where are you at right now?
I'm in my bedroom at home.
Yeah, okay, great. That's a good place. I walked across to my office here. I just live right across the street from where I work at, so I walked
Oh,
over here. Otherwise, you'd see some of my kids running through the background. So,
that's cool. You
yeah,
lucky. You lucky you live right across the street from where you work.
yeah. So we have some pretty bad weather out here in Cincinnati right now. Where are you coming it from?
Indianapolis is this kind of bad too here. The snow started late last night, and then it won't stop until
Oh,
it the it won't stop until 8.
wow. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they said till 4 a.m. or something here, but I've been
Hmm.
kind of surprised the last few years it just hasn't snowed this early in the year. So
Yeah.
I was
All
blaming it
this.
on climate change, and then all of a sudden we get this. So
Yeah. All this stuff. We probably won't have a white Christmas. Fingers crossed we have a white Christmas.
yeah, I know. I can't remember the last time we have had a white Christmas. Maybe out
Mm,
there it's a little different. Here on Cincinnati, it seems like we're right on the border, so it'll snow and then it melts away within a day or so, so it never stays around for Christmas.
yeah, same here. It never stays around for Christmas. It comes. Last year it snowed a week before Christmas, and Christmas Day it melted away. We did not get a white Christmas.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Audra, are you out there?
Hmm?
Someone else joined us. I just seen if she was there.
Yes, I am. Hi.
Oh, wonderful. Well,
Yeah,
welcome.
just getting my technical stuff aligned.
Hey, I understand. Now, am I saying your name right? Is it Audra?
Yes, it is,
Okay,
Audra.
wonderful. Well, it's 6:01, and I know that you are probably busy ladies, so I don't want to keep you any longer than we need to, and other people can join in as they, if they're wanting to tonight. But kind of the purpose of this is just to meet and greet, so get to know each other a little bit and see if you have any questions about the course, anything along that line. And the added bonus is that it counts for your discussion 1.1. So we can just talk here, have a good conversation, and then be done with that assignment. You'll still have the other assignments for the first week, but for me, that's the bonus, at least if I was a student. So
Yeah.
excited to have you guys here. Why don't I go ahead
Sounds
and pray
good.
and just pray for our success and for this class, and then we can move forward. Do you guys have anything that you would like me to pray for?
I think.
I will go ahead and pray for this class. It's a journey, the beginning of the journey for probably both of you, and we've got a little bit of a journey with the breaks and things coming up. So this one will stretch out for a little while till after the new year. So let's pray for that. Father, just come here tonight and just thank you for Liana and for Audra and for the other students that are in this class. I just ask that throughout this class that you'll give them success, that you'll guide them, lead them, help them to understand your calling in their life. And I'm sure there'll be many things that come up that'll try to distract them from the path that you put on them on right now. Just give them strength and determination to follow through. We love you. I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Mm.
Well, let's go ahead and just get
Amen.
started. So this is really just a meet and greet. So I can go ahead and introduce myself as much as you need to know about me. And you guys, I will just turn it over to you. You can introduce if you have any questions about the course or questions for each other. That's what this time is for. So as far as me, my name is Matt Hallam. I have worked at Indiana Wesleyan for probably 17 or 18 years now. I would have started in 2006. And that was when I started working as a full-time employee. I worked as a full-time employee up until 5 years ago. So in various roles, would have worked as evening manager and then as a program representative, which would have been a student recruiter, and then as a corporate representative, which worked more with the businesses, and then a associate director, regional director, and then eventually associate vice president. Loved my time at Indiana Wesleyan. After that, about 5 years ago, I felt like God was calling me back to Cincinnati where I'd come from. I'm very involved in urban ministry. So we have church. We work with a lot of youth and teens in downtown Cincinnati, and felt like we needed to get back here to Cincinnati. So moved back to Cincinnati, where I've been working for the last 5 years at God's Bible School and College. I still continue to teach at Indiana Wesleyan. I graduated from Indiana Wesleyan with my master's in ministry. So I'm an alumni. My heart's there. It's a good place to be at and a good place to teach for. And then also I went on and I did my doctorate, PhD in intercultural studies, and then I went back and got a master's in business administration. So I'm overeducated, been there too much, but you guys are starting on this journey, and right now it may seem scary, but at the end it might be addicting, and you may end up being Dr. Anderson and Dr. Winston. We don't know. So as far as personal, I have 5 children. So the oldest is about to turn 17. The youngest is 7. So those are the boys, Caleb and Jacob. And then they're the bookends. I have 3 girls that are in between. So my life is busy and exciting. We were supposed to go to a basketball game a little bit later tonight for my oldest son. He's a senior this year, but then that got canceled with the weather. So that's just a little bit about me. I live here in Cincinnati. As far as a teacher, I understand what it's like to be an adult, and try to go back to school and have family and work and all those type of things. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you need help or need assistance or extension or anything like that. I am very flexible and here to make sure that you guys succeed. So that's just a little bit about me. Questions? Anything I should have covered that I didn't? Leanna, I see you, so I'm going to turn it over to you next. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Liana. Liana Anderson. I stay in Indianapolis, Indiana. I come from a single parent household. So I'm the 5th child out of 7 siblings. My mother and father got divorced early on, so the divorce didn't really affect me how it affected my older siblings. So I was too young to remember. Um, the age gaps between me and my older siblings are really huge. Like my oldest sister, she's 35 and I'm 23, so that the age gap is really huge. So I'm kind of like the oldest to my 2 younger brothers, because by the time I got old enough, all my older siblings was going out the house. I'm currently working at Halo Preschool. I'm pre-K teacher there. I've been working in childcare since I was like 16 years old, and I just found a love for kids. So I got my CDA. I was working with my mentor for a little bit of time. She actually told me to come here instead of Ivy Tech to get my associate's degree, because she said that Ivy Tech wasn't accredited education program. They didn't have a accredited education program, so she pointed me into your guys' direction so I can get my associate's degree and become a assistant director to a daycare. So,
well, you have some clear goals, it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's what motivates us to move forward. Sometimes people just go back to school to go back to school, and I've done that, but it's good to have those goals, Leona.
Yeah. My hobbies are crocheting and painting, even though I'm not any good at painting. But I love crocheting. It clears my head when I have like a rough day or anything. I'm working on a scarf right now, but it's in my bucket. I will show you guys, but it's in my bucket and I don't feel like getting it. But
next time we meet, you can pull it out for us. So.
Yeah, I'm working on a scarf right now because it's getting cold. So
yes.
That's it. That's all about me.
Yeah, no, that's great. Now you mentioned children. It seems like they've been a big part of your life. Now, do you have any kids of your own, or is it you always are the adopted aunt or mom? And
I see. I don't have any children, but
Mhm.
my brother, my youngest, not my youngest brother, my brother that's under me, he has two children,
Okay.
and um, they for a little bit they signed their parental rights over to me, so I did have custody of my niece and my nephew for about a year, and
Wow.
then we went back to court, and then my mom just took them. So
Okay.
no, I don't have kids, but
Yeah.
eventually I want to have a family of my own.
Yeah.
But
Sounds like you're the responsible one in the family then.
yeah,
They look to you whenever they need someone to look out for them. So
yeah.
yeah, that's really cool. Thank you for sharing. Audra, any questions for Liana?
No, no, I just thought it was interesting when you said that there's a big gap between you and some of your siblings. I also have that in my family. I have a sister that's 14 years younger than me, so
Wow.
so I kind of know that feeling on the
Yeah.
flip side.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're kind of on the other end. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Audra?
Yeah, my name is Audra Winston, and I have two kids, but they're grown and out of the house. So now I'm an empty nester. But I started school a long time ago, but then life happened. I got a good
Mhm.
job. So I thought, hey, school is expensive. I got a good
Yes.
job. Maybe I can just ride this out. But at this point, like I said, now since I'm an empty nester, I've been thinking about just kind of what I can do for myself and as far as, life goals and self-fulfillment. So, I had looked at going back to school multiple times over the past 10 years, but um something always came up. So,
Yeah.
I would have talked to the admissions counselor or maybe submit the application or, get my transcripts, but I never took that next step to actually apply and sign up for class. So
Sure.
this time, there were obstacles that came up, but I really have to give it to my advisor. She, kept on me, kept in contact with
Mhm.
me. Whenever I had a question, I felt like "Well, maybe this just isn't the time." She was encouraging, and she really did a lot of the legwork to like make me complete the process.
Sure.
So it's like I can't believe it. I actually enrolled in class, and I'm actually in class.
Oh, wonderful.
So like, I was like, okay, now that I'm here, I gotta buckle down. I gotta commit. I gotta do it. So, but yeah, I still work full time. And life is busy, but hey, I
Yes,
figure that, why not now? So I'm gonna
absolutely.
give it a shot and, you know, looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, that was kind of my case. Life is always busy. If you do a little bit at a time, it's amazing what you can accomplish, though. So good to have you. Now, where do you work at, Audra, if you don't mind me asking?
I work at Lilly in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a big company and a good one.
Yeah, it's a big, yeah. But you just never know. Things happen. So
Yeah,
I
for
feel
sure.
like, by not having a degree, it kind of puts me at a disadvantage, if there's restructuring or something like that.
Mhm.
So, in order to try to secure my future, I really need to have this under my belt. So, that's part of my goal as far as, taking on this journey.
Yeah. No, I've met a lot of people that have made it up the corporate ladder and then they come back because they said at this point they're required to get a degree to move up higher just for job security. And I have always been impressed how far
Exactly.
up people can make it without a degree because that says a lot about you. So, you can get up there with a
Right. Yeah,
degree,
for
but
sure.
so you've been impressive to make it where you're at without a degree, but this might help you move to the next level for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, well, Uh, it can only help. So,
Right.
yeah, I figure, and I have the time now. Now that, like I said, I'm an empty nester. I do have a busy work schedule, but I feel like I can make it work. So.
Sure. So here's a question for both of you. What fears do you have coming into the program?
Mm, my procrastination. Like I I've been praying. I've been praying about my procrastination. I think it's not that I'm scared of this program at all. I think
Yeah.
I am my biggest like I think I will put myself back. I'm the biggest person that will ever hold myself back because nobody else holds me back but myself. Because I get timid and I get scared and I just get lazy. I'll just be like, oh, I'll just do it
Mhm.
tomorrow. I do it tomorrow, or I do it before due date. So I've been praying about
Right.
not getting this procrastination away because yeah, that's my biggest fear is me just procrastinating, me falling behind.
Hey, I understand, but you are on this call tonight, and there's 15 other people in the class, and I've got two in here. So I'm saying you guys are showing initiative to do this. So tell yourself that whenever you feel that procrastination coming in, that you're going to show initiative just like you are tonight. So and you can do it. I think it's well, I fought with procrastination throughout my whole educational career, so don't feel bad about that. I think it's human nature. We want to push off those things that are difficult and hard and do other fun things. I don't know, Audra, have you struggled with procrastination ever?
Yeah, somewhat for procrastination, but I think for me it's more so like overcommitting and
Hmm.
like just feeling like, well, if I committed to it, I'm gonna do it, and then like,
Right.
it may be 11 o'clock at night, and I'm still trying to fulfill the commitments that I have. So
Right.
I think it's just gonna be more of just like focus and engagement and staying engaged and believing that it's worth it and I can do it, and I just need to make sure I stay on top of the assignments, and things like that. So I just have a fear of maybe missing something because I got a lot going on. But we all have a lot going on. But
Right.
yeah, I just feel like maybe I might miss something.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. I think they kind of go hand in hand, the procrastination and the other things to do, because sometimes you have so much to do, you have to let something go, don't you? And it's hard to sometimes make those choices. But no, I totally get it. So here's a final question I'll ask you, and then if you have any questions about this class, let me know. I can give you a brief overview of it. But what is one thing you think that will motivate you? So, Audra, when you're up at 11 o'clock at night with those assignments that you're like, oh, I'd rather be in bed. Liana, when you're struggling with that assignment and saying, I feel like just pushing it off till tomorrow, what is one thing that you think will motivate you during that time that you can reflect on, think about, remind yourself of to just keep moving forward?
Um, See, I keep this vision board in
Hmm.
my notebook. So
Good.
like every time I open it, it's always like because that's where I write my notes, like
Hmm.
my calendar. It's like I carry it around with me everywhere. So
Yes.
like when I open it, it's like okay, this is where I want to be at 5 years from now. So if I push something back, I can't be there in 5 years.
Right.
So I would just say like my vision board that I made for myself always come in handy when I feel that like feel lazy or feel that extra procrastination and
Yes.
it's just my vision board that gives
Good.
me that extra
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. I've heard of other people that have had it. I've never had one. I always have the fear board. I heard someone speak once that was super successful, and they said some people get motivated by pleasure, which would be the vision board of what's going to happen, and other people get motivated by pain, the things they're afraid will happen if they don't do this. And I've always been the other way.
I never heard of a fear board. I'm gonna
Well, they
have to
didn't
do
call
this.
it that, but
Oh,
that's what he said was either pleasure or pain.
mm. I don't
So,
say I never heard of that.
yeah, he said what would make him go out and do sales and calls and things like that wasn't that he was thinking of, oh, I'm going to have a mansion or I'll have my own airplane or I'll do this. He said it was always, he's like, my kids are going to be without food. We're going to be out on the street, you know? So,
Mm,
so,
that probably works too. That works.
well,
That sounds like it works.
different people are motivated by different things, though, you know?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're probably more the positive, which is fantastic. Be that way. Um, But if you're not, then it's good to realize that and say, hey, maybe this is what should motivate me instead. So just a thought. But you seem like a very positive person, though. So I'd say that vision board is exactly what you need.
Yeah.
What about you, Audra?
Well, I think maybe I do have like a virtual fear board because yeah, I do
Okay.
have a fear of failing or of not meeting deadlines or not
Hmm.
or disappointing others.
Sure.
Um, so yeah, I feel like that's my motivation just to make
Yeah.
sure that I complete the task that I committed
Good.
to, not fail,
Hmm.
succeed at what I attempt and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I resonate with you. And Liana, I want to be like you. I want to have a vision board. So, and it probably takes a little of both. So to get through. But you guys are, I'm sure you'll do fantastic in this class. The assignments aren't too difficult. I say that as the teacher. I know as the student, you look and you're like, you'll be pulling your hair out and trying to figure out exactly what they're looking for. I just say, don't overthink them. You know, that's usually the mistake of students is overthinking it. And, just try to do your best. And if you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach out. So you should have my email, my phone number's out there. You guys can call me anytime. I am here to help and help you guys succeed. Are there any questions you have about the course at all?
No, but I will email you if I have any questions because I know they're gonna pop up. I don't
Yeah,
have none right now, but I know they're gonna pop up.
absolutely. Don't hesitate to reach out. And I don't care if it's 11 o'clock at night, Audra. Feel free to reach out to me and ask me. So
Yeah,
I
I
will.
did have a
Mhm.
question. I'm sorry.
No,
I think there's a bit of a delay on my end.
sure.
So I feel like for the assignments, I was looking, it said that some are due 11/25. Is that the first set of assignments? I don't know. Did I skip? I feel like I
Yeah.
said, I fear I missed something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. So for discussions each week, so your class starts on Tuesday and then it goes through Monday at 11:59. Basically midnight, but we just say Monday 11:59. Um, I guess to be precise, but it would go through Monday at midnight and then it starts the next week. For any discussion post, so this is one of the discussions. This would be discussion 1.1. You have another one this week is discussion 1.2, which is kind of a little bit similar to some of the things that we've already talked about. But that one, your first post, so you read the questions that are in that, and then you type out a response. And for your first post, what you put out there would be called a thread, a new thread. That one is due by midnight on Friday. And the reason that one's due just a little bit earlier than the end of the class week is so that other people can go out, read what you wrote, and then respond to it. And then once you make that initial post response, couple paragraphs, just answering the questions, then you'll go out a day later, 2 days later, anytime before Monday at midnight, read to other people's posts, and then just write something in response to their post. Does that help?
Okay, so the one that's due on Friday is 1.1.
Yeah, it would be the discussion for this week would be, and I can pull it up. Are you able to see the screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen and then we can take a look at it. And that may be easier than me trying to describe it in words. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Um, let's see, I've got this thing in the way. Let me move it over here. There we go. And I believe I have an option to do this as if I were a student. So let me find that. That way you don't get confused by seeing things that only I can see. How do I view as a student? There I go. So if you go out to your course, let me just click it on it again. You should see something that looks like this. And this gives some announcements. There's a video
Yes.
for me. There's the classes, so we'll have this first week. And then after next week, you guys have off. You don't have to log back in or do anything until the first week of December. But here you'll go out to, we can go to course menu. You can go activities. There's different ways to get it. But probably course menu is the easiest one for me. You can just click on that icon. And this will take you down to a menu. So if you want to go out and look at like the syllabus, you can go here. What I would recommend is just go to workshop 1, because that'll be the first week. And this is actually what we're doing right now is this discussion 1.1, members of one another. Tonight I'm going to go in, I'll give you credit for that. You don't need to worry about that. That one, because you've joined tonight, that one's done. You guys both got full credit for that, so congratulations.
Okay.
We are going to, the one that you will
Thank you.
have to do something in by Friday night is this 1.2 discussion. And I'm going to just click on it. So you should have access to it. You can go out here to, again, course menu, go down to workshop 1, and then you go to the discussion 1.2, and you can click on that hyperlink. And that'll bring this up here. It has some things to read. Here's a rubric that's down here. It talks about, there's a place to read posting, responding discussion. So you go to the discussion link. I'll show you where that's at. And you're gonna respond to the following questions. What are you most excited about as you begin your program? What difficult challenges are you facing? And we talked a little bit about that. So I would just take what you said and just type that out, put that in there. Who can support you? What are your greatest fears? And then what positive challenges are you looking forward to the most? So we've already talked about a few of those things. So you've kind of thought that through. So it's just taking some of that and putting that on paper. And I would recommend, from past experience, you can go into the discussion, and how you go into the discussion is just down here to access the discussion topic page. You can go into it and hit start a new thread. And you can type in here and say, hi, my name is Audra, and then answer the questions. But what will happen sometimes is if you lose internet connection or if you go backwards or something like that, you can lose everything you wrote. That is one of the most frustrating experiences that I have ever had in most students. So if you have Microsoft Word or Google Docs or something of that sort, I recommend just taking those questions that they're asking you and typing it out into that document. And then once you have it done, just take it and then paste it in here. You can put a title in, it can be as simple as Audra's post. And then when you do that, you just go down here and click post. What happens when you do that? See, I'll show you what happens if you go backwards. So like if I did reverse or went off the page, it'll erase everything that I have here, which is what you don't want to have happen.
Okay.
So that's something that just be aware of. But once you do that, you can see like there are other people that have posted. So Jessica Law is posted in here. Angelica Torres has. Jamie counter menu, you can see that. And if you want to go in and read what they have, all you have to do is go and click on their link and it'll open it up to that. So here's Jessica's. As I begin my new journey, I think what excites me the most will be the sense of finally feeling like I've accomplished something. And she writes down here, the different things. And then if you wanted to, you can see there's some people that have responded down here. Jessica, I also envision being at graduation with my children. So you need to respond to two people. So this could be one of them. And to respond to it, all you do is click this one that says reply to thread. And there you go. You can just type whatever it is you want to say to her. It needs to be a little more than just, hey, Jessica, so glad you're here. Goodbye. Little paragraph. You can ask her a question. Just talk a little bit about some of the things that stand out to you. But you just need to do two of those then before Monday at midnight. Does that make sense or help?
Okay, so create our own thread and then reply to two others.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So once you get into it, be super simple. The first couple times around, it can probably be complicated. I know technology,
Okay.
even I feel like I'm fairly technological, but whenever I have to learn a new system, it's always a headache to figure it out at first. So, it might take a little time, but I'm sure by your second and third week, you'll be like, old hat. This isn't anything to worry about.
Okay.
And then I'll go back to the course menu and I'll just show you the other two assignments for this week. You guys can see those. And so the other one is just a brief quiz. It's not worth a lot of points. So don't worry about having to do great. You can take it as many times as you want. So you will get the last score of whatever is that last attempt. So here's a video that you watch. There's some different information, and you just click here to access the quiz page. I think it's a total of 10 questions. And then once you get here, let's see. It's not letting me, probably because I'm not officially a student, so I don't have a button to click start quiz, but that would be what you do, just click start. That begins your one. If you don't do well on it, that's fine. You can go back, do it again. So you're unlimited times. And then the last one, they kind of made that a little bit fun. Again, I'll go to course menu, workshop 1. So discovering your academic tools. So I don't know if any of you guys like to do crossword puzzles. They have different things up here, and this is a crossword puzzle. So it'll have questions across like this one here. This tool detects the use of original content and written documents. So you can just click there and then start typing in, whatever it is. And up here would be where you would find it at. So that one would be, let's see if I'm right. Turn it in. There, I gave you one for free. Because you did tonight.
Okay.
So, but so if you read down through that, you should be able to find those, and that would be your thing. And you can retry, and then once you're done, just submit it. So, but that's just the assignments for this week. So, you probably could honestly knock it out about an hour, 2 hours.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions? Anything I can help you with? Okay.
Thank you.
Audra, anything I can
Well,
answer?
I did submit something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did submit. I thought I was working on one of the assignments, and I went ahead and submitted it. But
Okay.
I may have worked ahead. I don't know.
No,
Because
well,
I feel
there's
like it
no
was like
problem
two
with that.
something, but
I did see someone had submitted something, I think, for week 2 already. So that may have been something you submitted, Audra, which
yeah,
is
I think that was me.
totally fine. So that's great. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's never bad to work ahead, and I'll even
Yeah,
work
so
with you
that
if you
was
work
in error
behind.
then.
But yes. So no, you'll do great.
Okay, yeah. After I did it, I looked at that and I noticed it was two something. I was like, oh, I think I might have
Yeah.
missed something. So yeah, it's yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I think I've got a 40-minute time limit on using Zoom, so I've got about a minute and a half left here.
I
Any
have
final questions?
yes. Um, I was looking on Slingshot. It said that we had to have a textbook. Are we supposed to have a textbook for this course?
What is it?
On Slingshot,
Hmm.
um, I was looking and I was trying to get a textbook for the course, but it didn't let me get a textbook. Are we supposed to have a textbook for the course?
Okay. Let me check into that one and then I'll send you an email, Liana, okay?
Okay,
Yeah, I'm not sure why they wouldn't have had that there. And I haven't taught this course in about a year, so I'm not sure what the current textbook is for it.
okay,
But I'll check into that and let you know.
okay.
Okay, well, it's been so good meeting you both. I wish you well. I'll be praying for you as you get through and just keep encouraged. Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Have a good one.